So, I mean, I'm sure I'm like you. I got into crypto full time in 2013 because of Bitcoin, and most of the ideas behind the internet computer come from work started by Satoshi regarding the removal of intermediaries from systems. So Bitcoin's a single purpose network, really. It's designed to host digital gold, and it's very singular in that purpose. But actually, in a way, it already hosts logic, right? So the Bitcoin network hosts logic that determines how the Bitcoin ledger can be updated. There are rules. A transaction has to be submitted in a specific format, has to be signed by the owner of the UTXO, so that the data script hash is met, and so on and so forth. So Bitcoin already hosts logic, right? It's not just tokens. The ledger has logic that determines how it's updated, how you interact with it. And so right from the beginning, actually, blockchains hosted logic. And of course, they also hosted data because, UTXO is data, right? And the magical thing about it is you can only update, you can only invoke that logic using the logic that you can only update the logic that's on the blockchain, right? You can't subvert it, and you can't subvert the data. When you run a Bitcoin transaction, it's running within the rules of the ledger against the data of the ledger. You can't subvert it. So, Ethereum really just took that to the next step and allowed people to host arbitrary logic on the blockchain. So if you think about the Bitcoin ledger, it's single purpose. So it's really like a 3-column spreadsheet, simplified. On the left, you've got the address, a UTXO, right? That's the first column. The second column is the balance of Bitcoin at that address. And the third column is an access control script, right? And it's behind the scenes. It could just be a simple thing where you have to submit the signature against the public key. It could be a multi-sig. It could be all kinds of things. So it's very simple architecture. Address, balance of Bitcoins at the address, and access control, right? So Ethereum changed that a bit. They changed the order. So you've got address, and then you've got a script, and then you've got a balance of coins, right? So instead of the balance of coins being the primary object, the script is the smart contract, right? So it's something like, first column address, second column code, third column balance of coins, ether, that the smart contract holds. And of course, it's a bit more than that, because you also have EA accounts, right, for users, where you have, address, balance, and then you can access that balance just by signing for the address. So, Ethereum, if you like, just changed the order of the columns for code and allowed arbitrary logic and data to reside at addresses. And that logic, that smart contract, can also have a balance of coins. And so this was great for DeFi, and that was a sort of new version of blockchain, if you like, that did something new. But back in 2015, I saw that, look, smart contracts are really a new kind of software. Completely new kind of software, and they have these amazing properties. So they're tamper-proof, right? They're guaranteed to run their correct code against their correct data on the chain. Obviously, if there's a problem in the code, it can still go wrong. But so long as your code is good, you've got that guarantee. The correct code's going to run against the correct data on the blockchain. So that's a pretty amazing thing if you consider, the cybersecurity problems we're facing today. I think cybercrime is going to cross $10 trillion next year. The global cost.
How much?
$10 trillion. Yeah.
$10 trillion globally.
Yeah, more than 30% of the United States GDP.
That's madness. That's madness. And how did? Wow. Okay.
So, so that was an amazing. I saw that. Well, this is a new kind of software. It's tamper-proof. That's pretty cool. It's unstoppable. Like a smart contract doesn't crash and need restarting and lose its data, right? If you think about a normal software program, it can crash and need restarting. And when it crashes and needs restarting, it loses all its data. That's why we keep data in database servers, right? And files. We have to keep our data in database servers and files because the software can crash and need restarting. Smart contracts are unstoppable, right? They're always running. They're always there. That's the second incredible advantage. Third one is you can make it autonomous. If you think about Uniswap, you have different versions of Uniswap, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the code can't be changed. It just exists. Like even if Gary Gensler puts the Uniswap team in jail, Uniswap will continue to exist. Like Uniswap is code on the blockchain, just in the same way Bitcoin can be tokens on the blockchain, and nobody controls it. It's just there. It's international financial rails, and Uniswap 1, 2, 3, and 4 will always be there, right? And if you want, you can also make smart contracts updatable and keep them autonomous by assigning direct control to a DAO. It's not many people do it. There are a lot of DAOs outside the internet computer ecosystem. You don't really see this, but you can put smart contract code under the direct control of a DAO. So the DAO, people can propose to the DAO that it needs to be updated, and the DAO can make the updates. So that means you can have code on the blockchain that evolves, improves, gets updates, fixes, and so on, but stays autonomous because it's controlled by a DAO. Smart contracts are also highly composable, right? So it's very easy to combine different systems made with smart contracts. They have this incredible composability property, and that's one of the reasons that DeFi on Ethereum has exploded, because all these different systems that people build are composable, and you can interact with them in the prescribed ways, and so people can extend the DeFi ecosystem individually, and that's one of the reasons for the sort of Cambrian explosion of like DeFi services and functionality that you see. So summarizing, you have smart contracts are tamper-proof. They're guaranteed to run the correct code against the correct data. So as long as there's no errors in their logic, you can't hack them or make them do the wrong thing. And they're unstoppable. So first of all, that's highly secure. Secondly, they're unstoppable, which is another way of saying they're highly resilient. They're guaranteed to run. They don't crash and need restarting. They don't lose their data. They're autonomous, right? Either they can't be changed by anyone in the world, or they can only be updated by a DAO, if you want. And they're highly composable. And I could go on with other properties. I mean, they're also borderless, right? They exist in Cipher space, not cyberspace, but Cipher space. They don't have any borders. Where does the smart contract live? Well, actually, it's replicated across lots of nodes in the blockchain, and so is the computation it performs, and so is the data it stores. So where does the smart contract live? It lives in Cipher space. It doesn't have a geography or a jurisdiction, and that's very important because the world's increasingly borderless, right? And so that's another great property. But I could probably go on and getting too technical. But so back in 2015, I was like, wow, this is fucking nuts. And I've been coding now. It's been a fucking long time. I've been coding for 43 years. Imagine that. So I've written a lot of software. Pretty much built every kind of system you can imagine, from games to device drivers to distributed systems to enterprise systems to websites. I've done it all. And I'm kind of like a technical person, and so when I saw smart contracts back really 2014 and then games 2015, I began to see this. This is a new kind of software, and just forgetting the fact that Ethereum has the computational capacity of the pocket calculator, right? Not much.
What does it say that again? I didn't pick that up.
Computational capacity of the pocket calculator. So it's not a pocket. Well, Ethereum can't, the smart contracts on Ethereum can't process much compute, right? Then it's got very limited computational capacity. But if you just ignore that limitation for a moment, you ignore the cost the efficiency and cost and performance limitations of smart contracts as we saw them introduced in 2015, you just ignore that and look at the other characteristics of smart contracts, you can see it's a new kind of software, right? And it's revolutionary. It's tamper-proof, it's unstoppable, it's autonomous, it's composable, it's borderless. These are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big fucking. So smart contracts are a big deal. And look, I mean, so the way I looked at it is, modern societies run on automation. They run on computers. So computation is the foundation for modern society. If you take away, if the computation breaks, modern society breaks. I mean, supply chains will break down. Our supermarkets will go empty. Our social lives and online interactions depend on it now. People meet their partners through online dating apps. They talk to remote family members on WhatsApp, right? I mean, everything depends on the computation there. So, making the foundations of society, which is computation, robust, is incredibly important. Here's smart contracts that are like tamper-proof and unstoppable, right? This is really an insane advance. So, then somebody came up with this phrase, world computer. And, my interpretation of world computer was a bit different. I was, okay, we can have if we have a real world computer that can scale smart contracts, run them at scale with high performance and so on, then, we can really do something big. So DFINITY, I started using the word DFINITY early in 2015. DFINITY is a portmanteau of decentralized infinity, right? And I said, look, we've got to build a world computer blockchain that scales horizontally, which means that it can just, by adding more and more nodes, you can just give it more and more capacity. Run smart contracts that are more powerful, that have high performance and efficiency, and from which you can build anything. And why can't we build something like a social network fully on chain, right? Why can't we build an enterprise system fully on chain? This would be revolutionary. And that's really how DFINITY began. And of course, that's a very complicated project. So, we had to scale out the development team, and we started off hiring some quite famous people, well-known cryptographers, people, the inventor of WebAssembly, that kind of thing. And we scaled out the team. 2018, we had probably the biggest, sort of renowned cryptography team in the world. And from the end of 2017, really, I'd say we were probably running the largest R&D operation in blockchain. But it took until 2021 to actually launch the network. It's never gone down. The internet computer's never gone down, and it just keeps improving and gathering momentum. But it's a really big project. It's really thinking big and taking blockchain beyond just being a platform for tokens or very simple DeFi contracts, into a realm where you can build anything at all, anything you like with smart contracts. Smart contracts even process HTTP and create the user experience. So you have this, you can actually build with full stack decentralization. And today, the internet computer is the only third generation blockchain where full stack decentralization is possible.
Okay, so basically, from everything you've told me now, it feels like smart contract technology is a massive breakthrough that society can actually execute today.
Yeah,
and,
look, yeah.
And my question is this. My question is, so as you were talking, I was thinking, okay, when simple mobiles were coming out, and you had the Nokia 3310, and you had then the Nokia with the camera, and then you had the BlackBerry, and then you had the iPhone, and now the iPhone is here. Is smart contract technology to try and understand as a concept, is it the mobile phone of what you're talking about, and the brand behind the phone is, let's say, Ethereum or something else as it moves along?
Well, I think blockchain is reinventing compute. Blockchain is reinventing compute. I mean, we believe there'll be a blockchain singularity, and what we mean by that is that eventually, most systems and services will be built entirely on blockchain.
Which blockchain?
Well, I mean, at the moment, there's only one third generation blockchain. It's the internet computer. I think other blockchains will try and add similar capabilities over time, but currently it's only possible on the internet computer. But I think other ones will try and imitate the design ideas and technologies, and it'll take them a long time. But so today, it's only possible on the internet computer. But people have built social networks on the internet computer, and there's no centralized tech, right? So when you hear someone saying built on Ethereum, when you're in the realm of Web3, if someone says built on Ethereum, built on Solana, what they're really saying is it's built on Amazon Web Services, and then the blockchain has the tokens and some DeFi logic, right? And that's why when you're in a game or something and you want to buy an NFT like a suit of armor, it bumps you out into MetaMask, and you do the transaction, and then you go continue in the game. The game's not running on the blockchain. They say it's on the blockchain, but it's just a figure of speech, right? It's a bit of a misleading figure of speech, but it's a figure of speech nonetheless. It's not running on the blockchain at all. It's running on Amazon Web Services, and then the blockchain is just holding the tokens. So that's, but on the internet computer is a different paradigm. Everything runs on the internet computer. Like, it's full stack decentralization. If somebody says the Web3 social media is running on the internet computer, then everything's running on the internet computer. You can go to like OpenChat at oc.app. It's a good example, oc.app. It's a sort of social network chat application. The user experience that you interact with in your web browser, that's being created by smart contracts. Like, the user experience is coming from the blockchain. It's not coming from Amazon Web Services. You're interacting directly with the smart contract inside a secure session. And the smart contracts are paying for their own gas. So that's why these transactions are happening transparently, but everything that you do is a transaction on the blockchain. If you send a chat message, that's a transaction on the blockchain. If you send a video message, that's a transaction on the blockchain, and the video is being stored on the blockchain.
On the internet computer.
Yeah, I'll go to OpenChat. It's oc.app. That whole thing runs 100% on the blockchain. It's different. Like, if you go to Uniswap, like, the user experience that you interact with, that's not from the blockchain, that's from Amazon Web Services, right? Only the back-end smart contracts doing the DeFi are on the blockchain. On the internet computer, it's full stack decentralization. So the user experience, all the computation and data storage, everything's on the blockchain, end-to-end blockchain.
So does it have any competitors at the moment?
No, not currently. Internet computer is the only third generation blockchain. I mean, it's a difficult thing to do. I mean, so we've calculated that to get where we are, there's been more than 1,000 person years of R&D effort.
Wow.
Dedicated to the internet computer already. So it gives you an idea of the scale of the operation. More than 1,000 person years of R&D effort. And we have a team of hundreds of PhDs. It's a major undertaking. And it's not easy to do what the internet computer does, but I think it's sometimes hidden from people because of the language that we use in blockchain. And the language we use in blockchain is, the language used in blockchain is built on blockchain XYZ, right? And most degens don't know, right? They don't understand the difference. They hear built on blockchain XYZ and they actually think it's running on the blockchain. What they don't realize is it's really running on Amazon Web Services, and just the tokens and some DeFi logic are on the blockchain. The internet computer is very different, so it sounds the same, right? Built on the internet computer, but it actually, in the case of the internet computer, it actually means that it is actually built on the internet computer. It's not built on Amazon Web Services. It's built on the internet computer from advanced smart contracts, runs entirely from the blockchain, and there's no Amazon Web Services or anything like that. The internet computer network also is a sovereign network. It's a bit more like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is created using hashing hardware, which is sovereign, right? Amazon Web Services doesn't own Bitmain's hashing hardware, right? You can buy a Bitcoin mining machine, and look, I mean, to do it competitively and make it economically viable, you're going to probably have to do it at scale, and you're going to have to put it in a decent hosting center with cheap power. But nonetheless, anyone can buy Bitcoin hardware. It's a sovereign network. Amazon Web Services doesn't own Bitcoin hashing hardware, right? The miners own it, and that's the internet computer too. There are about 130 companies that run these special node machines that make the internet computer network. So it's a fully sovereign network, just like Bitcoin. All of the thinking really evolved from Satoshi's original thinking back in, starting back in 2013, 2014. Just, you need to remove intermediaries. And if you have a proof of stake network that's running on Amazon Web Services, then you don't really get the true security that you need, and it's not really that decentralized, right? Because Amazon Web Services can switch it off. So we prefer like the Bitcoin model, where it runs on a sovereign network, and that's how the internet computer works.
This is why I sort of thought of the Nokia 310, because I was making, like, in my head thinking, okay, maybe smart contract technology still has a long way to go before it's
No, I don't, not with the internet computer. I mean, of course, we're still improving it, but you can see that it's already extraordinarily powerful. I mean, you can build anything.
What can someone do today to help them use the smart contract technology, and where can this go in the next 2 to 3 years, where people are actually saying, you know what, let's get into a smart contract between us, and like, where are the use cases that people can actually tangibly see?
Yeah, the word smart contract is misleading, right? Because it was unfortunate. It should never have been used. It's a very misleading phrase. Smart contract implies that it's some kind of legal agreement or self-executing legal agreement. And in fact, I think Nick Szabo, when he invented the word smart contract, that's what he meant, a self-executing legal agreement. But that's not what modern smart contracts are. Modern smart contracts are just software on a blockchain, right? It's just software that lives on a blockchain that keeps it, and also has some data, and that's on the blockchain too, right? So, if you look at the internet computer, it's like a public cloud. It's a blockchain that plays the role of cloud, but it's not one of these funny things where, somebody pays some tokens and then they rent an Amazon Web Services instance. That's something else. It's a third generation blockchain where you build with smart contract software, what we call smart contract software. But I mean, this is just general purpose software. You can build a social network with it. I mean,
like Facebook, like a Facebook.
Yes, I mean, exactly. And an advanced system running on the blockchain using full stack decentralization could involve millions of lines of smart contract code. So it's not a self-executing agreement, it's general purpose software. But unfortunately, the word smart contract can give you this impression that it's a self-executing agreement, but it's something much more general, actually. It's just software that lives on a blockchain.
So is it, okay, so I'm learning a lot, by the way, about what smart contract technology is. So if you're saying that you can build a social network, why do we need another social network that is better than what we currently have? Like, what's the point of having something like that?
Well, I mean, look, first of all, there are lots of reasons to use smart contract code, build on a blockchain. When you build something, you don't need a cybersecurity, you don't need a firewall, you don't need anti-intrusion software, you don't need anti-malware. You think about DeFi on Ethereum, there's no firewall around Ethereum, there's no firewall around Uniswap, there's no anti-malware protecting Uniswap, right? So there are lots of advantages to using smart contract software, right? It's secure, highly resilient, composable, and all these other things, right? So that's just, it's a better compute platform, and that's what we're aiming for. We're trying to give the world a better platform to build things on. But with respect to something like a social network, remember that smart contracts can be autonomous. So if you look at that one, it's a great example, OpenChat, oc.app. There's no backdoor in that. The developers don't have a backdoor. It's controlled by a DAO, like the community controls it. So the developers propose updates to the DAO, and if the updates are accepted, then the smart contracts are updated. So there's no company that controls OpenChat. OpenChat is controlled by a DAO. It's controlled by its community. So there's a complete inversion of control, and that's what Web3 and blockchain is all about. Rather than being a CEO and a board of directors, a company, and all that kind of stuff, OpenChat is an autonomous system controlled by a DAO, a community DAO. The community is in control, right?
Is it similar to Nostr?
Sorry?
Is it similar to Nostr?
No, Nostr doesn't run on the blockchain.
blockchain. Okay.
So I mean, I don't know how it's updated, but it's certainly not it's not autonomous, and it's not made from smart contracts. OpenChat, oc.app. When you go to that domain name, oc.app, it redirects to a smart contract, and the smart contract software creates the user experience. It performs all the data processing, stores the data. When you send a chat message, it's a transaction, and because you're interacting with a social network that's on the blockchain, tokenization is seamless. So one of the things that the internet computer can do is act as a layer 2 for other blockchains without a bridge. So the internet computer actually talks to the Bitcoin networks. Internet computer nodes actually talk to the Bitcoin nodes. And you can have crypto in your chat account. You can have Bitcoin in your chat account. You turn it into something called chain key Bitcoin, and you can send Bitcoin with a chat message. You don't need a wallet.
Crazy.
You just authenticate to OpenChat.
So these are the benefits behind the smart contract.
So how would you? I mean, look, imagine. So imagine if OpenChat instead was built on Amazon Web Services. Well, the first problem is that you'd have to keep all the crypto in a hot wallet. Well, we know what happens if you keep all your crypto in a hot wallet on Amazon Web Services, right? It's going to get hacked and it's all going to get stolen.
Exactly.
Imagine if OpenChat was on the internet computer, but it wasn't controlled by a DAO. Well, okay, at least it can't get hacked, right? Because there's no hot wallet. The crypto's inside the smart contracts. The Bitcoin's inside the smart contracts, right? So at least it can't get hacked. But what about the developers? The developers could steal the crypto, could do a code update and steal all the crypto in everyone's chat accounts, right? Because now your OpenChat account is also like a crypto wallet, where you can keep crypto and send it to your friends with chat messages. So there's a lot of crypto inside the smart contracts, the OpenChat smart contracts. But imagine if it wasn't controlled by a DAO, the developers could just push an update and steal everybody's crypto, rug pull everyone, right? But because it's controlled by a DAO, the community controls all the software updates. So obviously, if the developers proposed a software update that stole everyone's Bitcoin, that proposal wouldn't get passed. So all the updates to OpenChat have to be approved by the community, and they're completely transparent. The community basically controls the social network. So you've inverted control. It can't be hacked because it's made from smart contracts, and there's no backdoor for developers either. So that would be impossible to do unless you built it fully on chain. Only way you can do that is by building fully on chain. There is no other way of doing it. And so if you go to OpenChat, if you've got yourself an OpenChat account, I could send you some Bitcoin by chat message. Right now, it's simple. It's completely seamless. So you want to try it?
I don't actually have OpenChat.
You can do it, man. I'll go to oc.app. I'll send you. I've got many Bitcoin left because it's literally I'll give you like $5 worth of Bitcoin because I'm fucking running out here.
No worries.
I'll send you some Bitcoin, just not very much.
All right, so I'm on this page.
Yeah, so I think the orange thing says sign in or something. It's not really sign in, it's authenticate. So you'll go to internet identity, and you'll just have to create an internet identity quickly.
Okay. So create identity.
It may do a capture, I think.
Create passkey. Continue.
That, yeah.
Face ID. T K Z. Is this a Q or a 9? Is this a Q?
Yeah, you got to get the capital. I think the capitalization's got to be done correctly as well, unfortunately.
Yes. Verifying. Loading. Wait. H T E E T. Okay, that's definitely.
What's your username?
Okay, and I got my internet identity.
Yeah, that's not security sensitive, so don't worry about it. Just screenshot it or something like that so you got copies in it. Forget it.
Okay, so I saved it. Continue. There's like an astronaut.
Yeah, you log in and you got to like create a username.
Create a username. I'm gonna do my name. Done.
Show me your username and I'll search for you.
Create user. It's loading. All right, I think it's done. It's my name, Andrew Kamsky. So no C, and one word, Andrew Kamsky without the C.
Do-
Can you find me?
yeah, just searching now. I don't see Kamsky. I see Andrew Cortez, Andrew Chambers, Andrew.
No.
Show me your screen. Ah, yeah. Okay, I used the K.
So it's Andrew Kamsky.
So, by the way, what you want to do is if you want a Android or Apple,
I'm on Apple.
you want to save it. So, what you want to do if you want to use this, you've got to save it as an app, on your home screen. So
Yeah,
you save your URL. Otherwise, you don't get notifications. So if you save it as an app on your home screen, you get notifications. Can you see
just
it?
message? You just message yo. Hello.
So send a message back. There you go. So these messages, right? They're in fact transactions. They're transactions, and you've got your own smart contract that's storing all your messages, right? And so I'll send you. All right, so man, I got to get some new fucking Bitcoin. It's getting bad. It's getting. I'm going to send you to really shitty. Small. I'm really small.
No worries. Send you some Bitcoin. Man, this is crazy because I'm sure you can do a lot with this. Isn't this what like Elon Musk wants to do with Twitter?
Yeah. I mean, someone should create a Twitter for sure on the thing. So I'm sending you now. It does take a bit longer than a second to send Bitcoin, but it's going to cut millisecond, whatever.
And is there a way that, for example, in the future, or maybe even now, I can go to my grocery? Here, I'm seeing it. So I open it.
There you go. Can you see if you got Bitcoin?
Received.
There you go, man. Oh, nice. So if you go back to your home, the home, go back into the main chat page and go to the menu and go wallet, you should see some Bitcoin.
Menu, Bitcoin, overview. No, menu, home. Okay, I'm on home.
And then the menu, the little menu icon. It's no, sorry, yeah, it's like 3 horizontal lines.
The hamburger, yeah. That doesn't say wallet though. It says
like here. Can you see this here? Can you see on the screen here? Whoops. Can you see if I go there? There, right?
okay, on that you are. All right, 1 second.
And then the top one is wallet.
The top one is that. Okay, so wallet, found it. Okay, it's loading. There, it's updated. 0, like a 5 sat.
Yeah.
So basically what you're saying, but this is actual Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's chunky Bitcoin. So you can send it to a Bitcoin address, except you couldn't because the fee would be too much, right? But you can send it within the internet computer very cheaply. And you can send it to different addresses. You can also exchange it. So if you go into your wallet, you click on the Bitcoin, there's a little down arrow, right? And then there's the swap, and this comes back to the composability.
And it says send, receive, swap.
Yeah. So if you go like swap, I mean, it's integrated with this thing called ICP, so it's integrated with DeFi, so you could swap it for USDC if you wanted to, for example.
Yeah, that's my point. Exactly. So basically, is there a mechanism where you can get your BTC on, what's this wallet called? What's this app called? The DFINITY app.
Yeah. No,
And
it's made by OpenChat. It's made by some
OpenChat.
yeah.
OpenChat. And I can go to the grocery and I can buy stuff, or I can go to the car dealership and buy a car.
In Lugano, they accept Chainky Bitcoin, so you can send it like that, and it's cool because it's instant transmission. So in Lugano, which is a city in Switzerland, they accept Chainky Bitcoin. But you can also send Chainky Bitcoin directly to a Bitcoin address. If you do that, of course, like the transaction finality is a bit longer, right? Because Bitcoin goes slowly and whatever, and it will cost you a lot of money. So it's like a layer 2 for Bitcoin. It acts as a layer 2 for Bitcoin. So we're hoping to see loads of Bitcoin DeFi. But you
Chain Bitcoin, did you call it?
Key Bitcoin. So the internet computer has got a technology called chain key, and it allows it to create transactions in other blockchains. So smart contracts can create transactions in other blockchains. So actually, if it is another thing, if you want to check out something else called OISY, which I think is at oisy.com. oisy.com.
OISY.
Yeah, it's like a crypto wallet in a browser.
Connect with internet identity.
Yeah, so you can just use the same one that you just used.
Same one. Continue with Face ID.
Anonymizing system. These dApps you're using don't see your identity. They see a pseudonym each time. So an anonymizing system.
So now it's asked me to create your key, but I said remind me later.
Oh yeah, remind you later. It's actually your passkey is backed up to iCloud. I asked them to remove. They're going to have to remove that remind me thing because it's annoying. It's too intrusive. You basically don't need.
And this is not on AWS right now.
No, it's all on the blockchain. Yeah, everything 100% on chain. 100% on chain. Even when you're going to those users, if you go to oisy.com, you're
nice. It's a nice interface. It's a nice interface.
Exactly. Now check this out. So go receive. If you're on the Bitcoin network, right? You're on not the Bitcoin, the Ethereum network now. If you look at the top right,
yes.
Just go receive and show me your which is hold on. Okay. Oh, I think I might have just sent you. Hold on. I probably just sent you. I'm actually sending you. So now I'm sending you Ethereum on the Ethereum network. So if you go back to your just refresh it, like just drag it down or something.
I just did that. Yeah, I received.
So so that's on Ethereum. That's not on the internet computer. The smart contracts on the internet computer, but you've got that on Ethereum, right? You've got that on Ethereum.
So internet computer.
Wait, I want to show you one other thing. Go to another tab and open Uniswap.
Okay, I'm opening now. Swap. Uniswap. Clicking on it. Here it's saying launch app. So I'm going to launch the app.
And then go to connect wallet. You got to go connect wallet.
And then you go to, wait, I don't want to get the app right now. Then I'm going to go to connect. Connect the Uniswap. Here it's saying connect a wallet to Uniswap wallet.
What you do is when you go,
I think it's the middle one, wallet connect.
Yeah, so your wallet connect. Yeah, go to wallet connect.
Yeah. And now you have MetaMask. Yeah.
See where it says, let me see where it says copy, the copy thing. Oh yeah, now you want to go, see where it says the QR code in the top right, just do that. Where it says next to connect wallet, there's a QR code. Let's have a look. Now you see there's a thing that scan the code, but there's a copy thing on top on the right of the box, top right.
Yes.
Now
Link.
go, yeah, now go back to OISI. Now go back to OISI.
I'll go back to OISI. Is just this one. Yes, I'm on it. I'm on it.
Yeah, now go, you see where it says connect, there's a connect wallet, the innermost icon at the top, there's a connect wallet icon. Yeah, and now you've got to paste in, yeah, so where you go.
Which one? Furthest
yeah,
one?
The third one in, the connect wallet, it says, yeah, the third icon in is connect wallet.
This one, so wallet connect.
Yeah, so see there's a box underneath, paste in that value that you just got from Uniswap.
Ah, connect.
And it'll ask you to approve.
Yes, just now.
Okay, go approve.
Approve.
Yeah, go back to Uniswap. Go back to Uniswap in a sec. It will be there any second.
Go back to Uniswap, and I'm still on this though. Okay, now it just updated.
If you've got a value, so if you wanted to, you could do a transaction on Ethereum.
And no one knows I made this transaction.
It's on you. So it's on. So your crypto is maintained by OISI on the internet computer, but it's compatible with Ethereum. That's like chain fusion technology. So that's one of the other big things the internet computer does. So it's like trying to make like combine all blockchains into one blockchain, I suppose, is one way of looking at it.
And this
Cool,
is
right?
just the start. And this is very cool. Like, look how quick we were able to do all of this.
One of the other big things is that OISI one, right? It's still alpha, so don't put too much in it. But what you can do is you can open it in an incognito window, right? And then it will still work. You have to remember your II number. You know that number's like a phone number. You have to remember the II number. But actually, the passkey is stored in a special secure chip on your device, a bit like a Ledger wallet. So your phone has something very similar to a Ledger wallet. It has a special chip that has a private key inside that you can't get it out. And you can't even detect it's there. So if you open OISI in incognito, nobody can see that you've got a wallet. So if you're in the developing world, like if you're in Lagos now, in Nigeria, whenever the police stop you by the side of the road, they ask to look on your phone, and they want to see for the Binance app, for MetaMask, all this shit. And if they find your crypto wallet, they're going to try and steal your crypto off you. But if you have your OISI in an incognito tab, nobody can. It's like a brain wallet. Nobody can see you've got any crypto. It's just, all you have to remember is your II, right? And so you're able to carry crypto around without anyone being, if they open your phone, they can't find any trace of crypto. So
basically, with this whole process that we've done, you really have just bypassed the bank and all these kinds of.
It's a way of doing it. And you can also do things like you can use it as a layer 2 for Bitcoin. So imagine OpenChat. If you've got like a team, like you're a digital nomad, right? You're a digital nomad and you've got a team of people around the world and you want to pay them in Bitcoin. You just pay them with chat messages.
Exactly.
It's like, oh yeah, someone says to you in chat, oh man, I just done 8 hours of work. Here's the link to the GitHub repo, blah, blah, right? You just respond. Send a chat message with Bitcoin back. Oh mate, I'm a KOL or whatever. I've been out there promoting the project on doing XYZ, promoting it for you. I'm billing you for 4 hours. Send the Bitcoin back, right? So it's like, that stuff goes super quick. And the nice thing is you get rid of, it's private. You don't have like MetaMask on your fucking phone because all that stuff's centralized, right? You have to download it from the App Store. Apple can ban it, Google can ban it, or a Chrome extension, like a wallet that's a Chrome extension. All that stuff's gone, and it's much more secure because now the smart contract is signing for you using, in a sense, the blockchain is the private key, right? That's why it's called chain key. The blockchain acts as the private key. That's why it's called chain key cryptography. And now what you're doing is authenticating yourself to the blockchain using internet identity. The key that you use to authenticate yourself is inside a secure chip inside your device. Nobody can get it out. Nobody can even tell it's there. So it can't be stolen. Not like a seed phrase, which you keep in your notes, write down, or put in your email so you don't forget it and someone steals it. It's actually in the secure chip. Now you've got this huge advantage that it's not centralized. It's all decentralized, all on the blockchain, no centralized wallet, and it's seamless. The user experience is way fucking better. Way better.
It is very fast. Like, this is really quick, huh?
Yeah, and it's, you know, people can innovate. It's very easy. Oh, you can create a wallet on the blockchain. You just give somebody the URL, yeah, there you go. It's like a different kind of paradigm. And because everything's on the blockchain, you don't really need an external wallet anymore, right? That's the same thing with OpenChat. You know, your OpenChat account is your wallet. Why? Because OpenChat is on the blockchain. It's a smart contract. You couldn't do that if it were on Amazon Web Services. You'd have to create the same functionality as OpenChat. You'd have to do it on Amazon Web Services. You'd have to have a hot wallet. Of course, it can be hacked and drained. The developers can do a rug pull, right? But because it's like fully on the blockchain, it's okay. You know, you can't hack it because it's a smart contract on the blockchain, and the developers can't steal it either because it's controlled by a community DAO. So all the updates to OpenChat go through the DAO. It's all transparent. Everything has to be approved by the community, and obviously the community won't approve a change that a rug pull update. I'll say fuck off.
So this OpenChat, this was built by developers from the Internet Computer.
No, it's an independent project. It's a project in England somewhere.
Wow, and I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff.
There's a lot, hundreds of projects there. I mean, you know, projects are more mature than others. OpenChat's a particularly mature project. It's a really nice one. You know, it's like yeah, really nice one. And it's like kind of mature. It's like 3 years old, so they've had a lot of time to really make it sophisticated. But you know, the moment the internet computer blockchain doesn't replicate data and computation on every node, right? It's not like a normal blockchain. You have to get hold of the node to get the data. But the node providers, the people who run those machines, can get the data. But there's a new technology coming on the internet computer that will mean that all the chat data is even encrypted on those machines. Like it's a very clever thing. So that, say for example, I send a chat message to you, right? I kind of encrypt the message to myself, right? And then the blockchain re-encrypts it to you, your public key, but it never goes through plain text. So you get like full end-to-end hardcore cryptography protecting privacy as well. So that's the next thing coming. At the moment you've got weak privacy, but strong cryptographic privacy is coming, yeah. And so then you have like complete privacy. Nobody can see your messages. You can send crypto in a chat message. You don't have to have a clunky, insecure, centralized wallet as an app from the App Store or a browser extension that could be blocked or could have some malicious code inserted inside. It's all just on the blockchain.
So this has all been amazing to listen to you speak, and I'm really understanding a little bit about what smart contract technology is capable of doing these days. Where do you see this industry moving in the next 3, 5, and 10 years? And on top of that, what new jobs are going to come out of smart contract technology, especially now with the rise of intelligence being so present?
Look, yeah, I mean, look, our mission, I mean, what we're looking at today, what we've been looking at today, obviously, is Web3 applications. But, you know, there's other, you know, we want enterprises to build on this technology. We want governments to build on this technology. Why? Because it's more productive. Like writing smart contract code is simpler than using traditional software. And of course, what you build is tamper-proof and unstoppable. Cybercrime is going to exceed $10 trillion in 2025. So current IT is like broken. We need a better platform to build on. So for us, blockchain is the future of all compute. Like we want everything built on a blockchain. That's why we talk about blockchain singularity. That's our mission. So you can imagine how much smart contract R&D is involved in reimagining and rebuilding the world on blockchain. That's what we're driving towards, and it's a multi-year mission. And so we just keep on doing hardcore R&D at scale. You know, a huge team of people working on this. It's been working on it for years. Internet computing you don't hear so much about because we spend most of our money on R&D, not on marketing and influencers and all that stuff. But you know, our mission is always the same. Just keep on pushing, advancing blockchain science and making it more and more powerful. And our objective is blockchain singularity, where, you know, one day blockchain is the platform of choice for building anything.
Anything.
And so, for example, the big thing at the moment is people are beginning to run AI as smart contracts. So we demonstrated that about three months ago. And you know, AI is going to be very important for AI to have this, you know, to run as smart contracts. So, you know, today the internet computer is the only blockchain that can run an AI model as a smart contract. The moment it's you know, tends to be simpler stuff. Like the demonstration was a 2 billion parameter neural network that did image classification, i.e. you can show the neural network's smart contract an image and it will tell you what the image is, right? Which is pretty useful for a lot of things. But, you know, blockchain singularity means everything on blockchain. So we're working very hard. We've been improving the execution environment for AI, and our mission is to have large language models on the blockchain, and that's not too far away. So people will be able to have a conversation with the blockchain. Yeah. They'll be able to have the blockchain analyze data for them. The blockchain will host intelligence.
So recently, I started messing around with the version 40, where you can talk to it, and what was amazing was that after I had this, let's say, 20-minute idea generating conversation, I asked the ChatGPT to provide me a PDF summarizing everything we've spoken about, which was amazing. And because basically did the job of a full day in, you know, 20 minutes. And it also worked with me to get a good outcome. Are we in a situation now where I can go, and now maybe in the near future, where I can go, okay, I have this supplier, and this supplier. Can you please pay out this much, and this much right now? And you don't actually do anything yourself. It goes out and it pays it for itself.
Well, look, I mean, first of all, there are some advantages of centralizing AI, right? Because you can have all the, you know, for example, you can bulk buy NVIDIA GPUs and they're cheaper. So, you know, Elon Musk is buying GPUs in $500 million clips. You know, he's just redirected a $500 million clip of NVIDIA GPUs from Tesla to X. So that gives you an idea of the kind of scale at which you need to buy GPUs to get the discounts on the hardware. So in addition to that, you can centralize the GPUs in specialized data centers. So when we're talking about very large language models like GPT, Claude, Grok, they're gonna be very centralized. But there are a lot of applications where people don't want centralized AI because, for example, they're optimizing their company, right? Optimizing the operations of their company. And that AI is going to have access to all the most private data, right? And they want it to be private, so they want to run it as a smart contract. They want it to be hack proof so the hackers can't steal the data. They want it to be unstoppable so it's always available. Maybe they want to put it under the control of a DAO. They want to compose it with DeFi. You can also do things. So when you put AI into a smart contract, and by the way, you probably heard of Llama. Like Llama's the meta one. It's open source.
I've heard the name, but I don't know what it is.
Llama and Mistral are open source, and they're very sophisticated large language models. So those can be run as smart contracts. Not quite right now, but soon. So those can do a lot of the things you want to do. Maybe not as good as GPT, but you get other advantages. So for example, you asked about DeFi. Well, you can use the AI smart contract as your wallet, right? So on the internet computer, smart contracts can be woken up every so often, right, by the blockchain. So they can do things on a time base. So, you know, a smart contract can check the price of Bitcoin, right? And take an action if it's over a certain amount. So you'll be able to say, literally pick up the phone to your AI wallet and say, hey, AI wallet, like Oizy, for example, you could put AI inside Oizy. So you pick up Oizy, you speak to Oizy and you say, Oizy, if Bitcoin hits $100,000, I want you to swap, I want you to exchange 50% of my Bitcoin for USDC.
You want to make a trade?
Yeah, and Oizy now knows this, and it's just basically it's a smart contract, but it's been, you know, every so often it wakes up by the oracles, it checks Oracle functionality, it checks the price of Bitcoin, and if the price of Bitcoin's gone over $100,000, it swaps half for USDC. But I mean, that's a very simple instruction. You can imagine giving it pretty complex instructions. So it's like you're on fucking holiday, right? You're on holiday. Like I'm an old DJ myself, right? So I used to do crypto trading, and it used to be a nightmare. I used to have a thing where my ex-wife, actually, it was a long time ago now. She used to be very pissed off because I had all these alarms that would go off, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, I used to use like World War II air raid sirens as my alarms. So it'd be the middle of the night, right? And I'd be sleeping and the fucking air raid sirens were going off because price movements and things happening. I'd wake up and she got so pissed off with it, right? You know, because I'd always had these air raid sirens going off in the middle of the night and I had to get up and go look at my price charts and start trading again. So, you know, if you're on holiday, well, that's already bad. But if you're on holiday, it's even fucking worse. But now you can, like, you know, you can be a stress-free DJ. You can just tell Oisy that you want it to do certain things for you, right? If it's got AI built in, and it'll do it for you. You come back from holiday and it's done some profitable trades for you and you didn't have to worry about it. You didn't have to keep looking at the price charts. You know, you just made a decision. If Bitcoin goes above 100,000, I'm going to sell half of my Bitcoin for USDC to hedge, you know, to lock in some profits or whatever, right? Just does it for you. So that's an example of, now, how could you do that if the AI was on Amazon Web Services? You have to fucking trust Amazon Web Services. It's the same old problem. It's like a hot wallet. Like someone could hack it. It has to be the AI. If you want to do that kind of shit, the AI has to run on the blockchain as a smart contract. And that way, you know no one's fiddling with it and making it, giving it secret instructions or whatever, or updating it to rug pull your wallet or something.
So
you know,
I've
your AI.
So I've ended into a smart contract with this app to say, listen, when it reaches 100,000, sell me 50%, exchange it for USDC, whatever. And then can you say on top of that, can you say, and if the price goes down to 80, rebuy back in with that 50%?
Yeah, totally.
You have two trades on the table, basically.
You can give any number of instructions you like. And obviously, you have to remember and go back and cancel instructions, obviously, because otherwise it's gonna. But yeah, I mean, you just give it a bunch of instructions. And also, you can be like at some fucking bar at a conference, the fucking price is moving, all this shit. You don't want to be bothered. You just say, Oisy, blah, 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 right? And Oisy will carry out your instructions. This is really cool. You can also do, the next demo we're going to do is an AI smart contract that does facial recognition. So you can do autonomous KYC because the security tokens are coming and they need KYC. So if you're going to do, if Uniswap wants to make, you know, security tokens tradable, it's going to have to do KYC. And so we can make that decentralized and autonomous too by having it done by smart contracts. We can also have like smart contracts that go through the entire Ethereum blockchain, looking at Ethereum smart contracts, looking at the Solidity code by matching the state, you know, the root hash to GitHub and looking for re-entrancy bugs and rug, you know, backdoors that someone might use for a rug pull or malware. And you know, where the Ethereum smart contract code is kosher, it just adds a certification. So now Etherscan can say certified by AI next to the Solidity code. So you know, there's so much stuff you can do with just in the sort of DeFi field with AI on the blockchain. But it's going to be much more than that. Like, imagine if you're a law firm, right? Completely out of Web3, out of DeFi, just enterprise, right? You're a law firm and you've got like this huge amount of like legal documents that you've created for your clients, like, you know, hundreds of thousands of legal documents, especially in America. People are constantly filing and counter-filing. So there's all these legal documents. And also there's like case law, stuff that other people have created. And you're a law firm and, you know, you need to understand a situation. So you want to ask the AI that's seen all these documents, right? Some question. Actually, it's not like ChatGPT where it's interactive, right? It doesn't matter if the smart contract takes 10 seconds to give you the answer. What you care about is that it's not being hacked. Number one, you got to make sure that no one's fucking with this AI because you're going to do fucking important shit based on what it says. So you want to make sure that AI is not being fucked with. So you need to run it as in a smart contract. Similarly, you don't want the AI's infrastructure. If the AI is running on Amazon Web Services, all that fucking legal data is in the cloud where somebody can steal it, right? So with this technology, you can be sure that nobody's going to steal the important data.
So what is the lawyer doing here exactly? What is he asking from the AI or the smart contract AI in this particular situation?
He could say something like, oh, I've got this client, you know, Mr. Joe Blogs, and he says that his ex-wife has previously said, blah, 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 blah. Can you check if this was in one of the earlier legal filings?
Wow. And it will read everything and it will tell you.
Say like, yes, in a legal filing from 3 years ago, his ex-wife stated this, and now she's stating something different. And so now the lawyer can file a motion saying, the wife is contradicting, the ex-wife is contradicting herself and she's lying, right? So you can imagine how powerful that would be for a lawyer, because, you know, the lawyers have hundreds of thousands of documents in their law firm. How can they know it's in every document? They can't reread all this shit. So the AI can really make the lawyer so much more powerful.
Definitely.
But you know, if that AI is running on Amazon Web Services, that means all these super confidential legal documents run Amazon Web Services, they can be hacked. Plus, a hacker could get on and sort of mess with the, you know, the AI and make it come up with hallucinations and stuff like that. So it's incredibly important that this AI runs as a smart contract on the blockchain. And that's, like I said, another example of what we mean by blockchain singularity. We want everything running on the blockchain.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a really interesting use case that it will be used for. That's outside of just transacting between us in a safe environment.
I mean, it's going to have big applications in Web3, big applications in DeFi, big applications in enterprise. By the way, the other thing I should mention for social media, like if you have in modern games, like modern games are going to have loads of bots that you can't distinguish from humans. Like those bots will be AI, right? So if you want a fully on-chain game where your score is in Satoshis, you better have, to make it fair, you better make sure that the bots are AI, smart contracts. If you think about like TikTok and Instagram Reels, when you're going to TikTok and Instagram Reels, you're not interacting with a normal website, you're interacting with an AI. And when you're like on Instagram Reels or TikTok, the AI is watching how long you look at each video. If you look at like you know, scenery video of Switzerland and you spend a long time looking at it, it'll give you more scenery videos of Switzerland. If you look at more, you know, girls in bikinis on beaches, it'll give you more girls in bikinis on beaches, right? So really, a lot of this modern social media, you're talking to an AI, you're not talking to a traditional website. That, you know, behind Instagram Reels and TikTok are AIs. And so if you want to do that kind of thing in Web3, you're going to need the same kind of technology. You're going to need, if you want to do fully on-chain, you're going to need content, you know, AIs that do content recommendation, just actually not like large language models, like neural networks. And they need to run on the blockchain too. Everything needs to run on the blockchain.
So what about Facebook ads, for example? Let's say you want to run a digital marketing campaign. Can you adopt an AI smart contract that you can say, listen, this is what I'm doing, run it all?
I mean, eventually, I mean, yeah, look, I think the possibilities with AI are limitless. I mean, you know, if 10 years from now, we're going to be living in a completely different fucking world, and AI is going to be doing so much fucking stuff for us. And a lot of that AI is going to be running on the blockchain. You know, AI is, so, you know, if you think about blockchain as a new compute platform and smart contracts as a new kind of software, well, AI is software. You know, AI is part of that. AI has to run on the blockchain too as smart contracts.
Crazy. It's crazy. You answered basically all my questions. I just have maybe one or two, which I have. One's a little bit boring. It's basically, why do we need to have KYC on decentralized exchanges?
We don't at the moment, because centralized exchanges like Uniswap only trade native blockchain tokens and utility tokens, which aren't, at least in my view, aren't securities. Gary Gensler might have a different perspective, but I don't believe they're securities. But in the future, securities, there will be real security tokens, you know, real world asset tokens, like, you know, tokens representing a pool of real estate, tokens representing real shares. You know, there'll be, you know, you'll be able to get a stock in future companies that's a token, and you'll be able to have, you know, shares of stock in a crypto wallet like Oizy, right? And actually, if you want to hold those kind of tokens, there are going to be different regulatory requirements. So KYC will be one of them.
So that's why you have to obviously go through KYC. So if we're talking about buying a piece of real estate on the blockchain. You think this is something that's definitely going to be here by 2030? Like, it's going to be normal?
I mean, the next few years, we're going to see a lot of, we're going to see security tokens appearing. Like, even stock tokens. A lot of companies in Switzerland are already tokenizing their stock. And it's going to be very cool when, degens can, buy stock for Bitcoin using a DEX, right? So
Yes.
to make that possible, if you want to do that particular operation, like, it's very different from going to Bitcoin to Ether, for example, or Bitcoin to ICP. If you want to go Bitcoin to stock, you're going to need to do some KYC, yeah.
Exactly. I guess it makes sense to be in line with what the government wants.
It's just the regulatory process, yeah.
So here I have a question on, just reading them because we've answered them more or less all. To jump ship a little bit, AI NFTs, do those exist?
Not yet, but I think they can, right? I think that
So what's an NFT to you? A dynamic NFT to you?
and
If
imagine
you
this.
don't,
Imagine an AI, just a silly for fun AI that just does chat. It doesn't do serious stuff like search legal documents and manage your DeFi. Just imagine a fun, silly AI that talks dirty or something like that. You give it to your partner on Valentine's Day as an NFT, right? That could be fun. There's lots of things that can be done with AI. AI can become NFTs too.
like a software.
Well, I mean, you'd own the NFT and then you'd open the NFT and you'd start chatting with it, for example. Or it would be specialized to produce a certain kind of picture. You'd open the NFT and it would start generating a certain kind of picture for you.
So I think it would help.
You could have an NFT generator inside an NFT.
NFT generated inside NFT. They're hard concepts for me to conceptualize.
Well, what would happen is you go to your AI NFT. It'd be a generative AI NFT. You'd double click it, it would open, and then it would show you a picture, but you could keep pressing next infinitely. And it would just produce you an infinite number of NFTs in a certain style. So basically,
what's the point of something like that?
You could have like a generative AI NFT, and when you opened it, it will create an infinite collection of Bored Ape Yacht Club.
So if I need a consistently, if I run an Instagram account and I always want to have pictures unique to me of what you said, yacht clubs, it will always give it to me, so I always have what to push.
Yeah, you could open your own NFT. Or say, for example, that you wanted to have avatars for yourself in a certain style. You'd get an NFT, but every day it could produce a new avatar for you or something like that. So your avatar NFT would produce an unlimited number of avatars for you to use, but they'd all be in the same style.
I think this has a lot to do with the metaverse.
So imagine an NFT that takes your face, right, and then creates an unlimited number of stylized avatars for you. So every day, like, you could have another avatar, but it would still be you. So in a way, like, your NFT now is an AI that generates avatars in your style. You could give it as a gift, right? You could, if you had a friend, you could take their pictures, feed it to the avatar NFT to train it, and then give them that NFT, and now they can generate any number of avatars that look like that.
Man, it's unlimited. I imagine as well, there's music involved as well. It can give you music ideas.
Yeah, this stuff's in the works, right? It's just a matter of time.
So where does okay, so can I just flip this? I understand it was only 30 minutes, this call, so if you need to let me know.
But it's been fun.
It's been fun. So my last question, let's say, is my last two questions would be this. One is, from an economic standpoint, what we've been talking about is basically reducing the time to do a task to a very short amount of time with probably 100 times more accuracy. Where does this leave the employment market moving forward? Like, are all these companies or blockchains thinking about this moving forward? And my last question is there anything that smart contracts really cannot do?
I think that no, well, so first of all, with respect to AI and jobs, I think that it's true AI is going to impact a lot of jobs, but I think in reality we'll find, just like the internet, it creates jobs and it also helps people do their jobs better. So I don't think human beings are going away. I know a lot of people talk about human beings being put out of jobs and stuff, and it's true, some will, but it's going to create new jobs. I think generally the impact of AI will be positive, although there are some scary aspects of AI too, like disinformation and phishing and deep fakes. And so it's not all positive, but I think generally AI is not going to put everyone out of jobs. It's going to put some people out of jobs, but jobs will change and it'll create new jobs and it'll help people do existing jobs better too. So I'm not one of those people that are terrified of AI. Secondly, is there anything smart contracts can't do? I think, look, a smart contract can't be a device driver, right? A smart contract, there are some things it can't do for sure, but I think, increasingly we'll find smart contracts do more and more. And that's the whole idea of blockchain singularity, that most of the stuff will end up running on blockchain.
Amazing, very cool. And I'm just thinking of it now. Is there ever going to be some form of hardware smart contract interface where you just go, you buy something, you have it there, now you can operate?
Sure. There are several projects on the internet computer doing internet things. So, they're basically, rather than controlling these internet things devices via Amazon Web Services, they're controlling it using smart contracts.
Amazing. Very cool. I would say the one thing I took from this is anything AWS, stay away from.
I think the future is blockchain. Yeah. The future is blockchain, and as with everything, we have to struggle forward. It's complicated technology, but it's continually advancing. Internet computer is the third generation blockchain, and it's really showing the world what blockchain can do. Blockchain is much more than just tokens of DeFi. Blockchain is our future compute stack, and you can use it to build anything, and you can even use it to run AI. It's unique. That's something that's unique to the internet computer right now. Again, but I think in the end, other blockchains will gain the same capability, but it will take them some time.
Yeah. After listening, whilst AI might be a bit of a stumbling block to get used to, because let's say you have to adjust to it, the benefits you'll see behind it would be amazing, even to do with your medical records and all this kind of stuff. You go to the doctor, you take a scan, and it looks at 20,000 scans in 10 seconds, stuff like that.
Yeah, and look, if you're thinking about that, if you were wanting to get like an AI to look at because there's a lot of this wearable health tech, like you wear the health tech, like it can be a patch or it can be a ring, or it's taking your blood pressure, your heart rate. You can put patches to check your posture, all this kind of stuff. And this data can be fed into an AI, which can say, you better go and see the doctor, there's something wrong with you. Do you want that AI running on Amazon Web Services with some developers, or would you like the AI running on the blockchain, which is updated by a DAO? Maybe that DAO has a bunch of doctors and so on that are controlling the updates. Like, much better if it's on the blockchain. Because it doesn't, it might be that GPT can, or something running on Amazon can do it a little bit quicker, but what you really care about is that this is secure and you can trust it. And that's what blockchain gives you, trust. It's trustless. You don't have to trust anybody. That's the whole point.
Exactly. Will be this conversation so that people can weigh both of them,
Thank you. Thanks, Andrew.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you, Jeffrey. From my end, we're good.